Tosca Musk is a revolutionary, much like her brothers Elon and Kimbal Musk. While Elon's path has taken him to space and Kimbal's has taken him to the kitchen and restaurant industry, Tosca's passion is, well, passion. Passionflix, to be more specific. Jokingly referred to as the Musk of Romance, Tosca is an executive producer of over 50 television shows and movies, and director of over 15 feature films and television programs. Tosca's net worth is an estimated $170 million. In most cases, this would automatically qualify her as the most successful child. However, Tosca is not a member of your average family. Born July 20th, 1974 in Johannesburg, South Africa, Tosca grew up with her two elder brothers, Kimbal and Elon. Tosca's parents, May and Errol Musk, divorced when she was young due to an allegedly abusive relationship. May would recall that during the times of her marriage, where the divorce was unbearable, that her only hope was to immerse herself into romance books, where a fantasy world existed, where men didn't abuse women, and where men were caring and generous. Tosca would recall that she and her mother would often watch romance films together and eat ice cream. And thus we had the seed planted of what would become Tosca Musk's life passion. Following the divorce, Elon and Kimbal lived with their father, while Tosca stayed with her mother. Tosca and her mother struggled financially. It was during these years that Tosca would learn much of what would later assist her in later years. That as long as she worked hard and demanded respect, that she would be successful. Tosca would recall in a 2018 interview just how important her mother's influence had been throughout her life.
My mother is probably the most powerful woman I've ever met in my life, and so she would just sit there and go, right, we don't take that, so you just take care of yourself.
As a child, Tosca's mother, May, would have all the children assist in the clerical work for her private practice as a dietitian. The siblings each helped out, and Tosca remembers writing letters for her mother and answering the phones. Tosca would later say, "It really helped us to get a sense of independence, as well as understand the work ethic." When Tosca was 14, her older brother Elon moved to Canada to pursue his interests in computing, and Tosca wanted to follow him there. Her mother, however, who was pursuing a PhD in South Africa at the time, wouldn't permit it. At the age of 15, while her mother was away visiting Elon in Canada, Tosca struck an agreement with family friends to sell the family's home, vehicle and furnishings without her mother's permission or knowledge. Tosca would retell the story in a 2020 interview.
A friend of mine's parents were real estate agents, so I said, hey, our house is up for sale, and would you like to represent it? And they were like, great, yeah. And then at the same time, my other very good friends, she had a lot of friends that were leaving Iran, and they were moving to South Africa, and they didn't have anything. So I said, oh, conveniently, everything in our house is for sale. And so while she was away, I brought them all in, and I sold everything except for a few things that I was like, my mom probably wants to keep that, like her bed.
Instead of getting enraged with her daughter, May listened to her and gave in. May signed the paperwork to finalize the deals, and the two of them relocated to Toronto, with Kimbal following shortly thereafter. At the age of 17, Tosca bought a video camera with money saved up from an after-school job. She had a true obsession with recording real life, and did it consistently, said brother Kimbal. It was a bit bizarre. However, what worried him more was that his sister wanted to enter the movie business. I don't think it was a very healthy place for her, he says. It's a very sexist industry. Her mother May shared the same concerns, and would later say in an interview with CBS,
of course, Tosca was in the movies. She just loved every movie, remembered everyone, and she wanted to get into the movie business, which I discouraged a lot, of course.
Despite both her mother and brother's concerns, Tosca enrolled at the University of British Columbia in the 1990s as a film student, graduating in 1997. Following film school, Tosca worked in various low-level film jobs before working for a short time with her brother's internet startup, Zip2, in San Francisco, which was ultimately sold in 1999 to Compaq for nearly $350 million. Following the sale of Zip2, Tosca began working with Alliance Atlantis, a Canadian entertainment company known for TV shows such as Degrassi, Trailer Park Boys, and CSI. She would later move to Hollywood, take a job as a segment producer for TV Guide, and eventually produce and direct her first feature picture, Puzzled, in 2001. Soon after, she produced more than a dozen more films, television movies and series, including a teen horror pictures and various television dramas. Musk developed 3 additional television movies in 2011, and they premiered on Lifetime and Hallmark in early 2012. Tosca subsequently spent several more years in the film industry until the mid-2010s, when she claimed she was tired of making movies where the woman was abused or diseased or assaulted. She got her shot in 2015 when she directed and co-produced the rom-com A King of Magic for TV. This would be the stepping stone to Tosca's ultimate goal, which became a reality. In 2017, Musk would co-found a streaming company called Passionflix. Passionflix, where Musk is CEO, has been described as the Netflix for romance movies and women. Passionflix's vision was to adapt best-selling romance books for the screen. This genre was largely untapped, and although romance books are the top-selling genre in the US, the genre largely lurks in the shadows of popular entertainment. In May 2017, however, Passionflix was launched by Musk and her business partner, Joni Kane, in front of thousands of romance fans at a romance novel conference. The pitch worked, and over 3,000 women at the conference paid $100 each to become founding members. Musk would later drum up additional funding from venture capitalists, and Passionflix was well on its way to success. Speaking to the media about Passionflix in 2019, Tosca would say, "I've always been a big fan of romance novels. I want to make films from a female perspective, with happy or hopeful endings. Many stories these days are so negative. The situations are so dark. Women want to see something that makes them feel good." Says Mae Musk of her daughter, "Tosca is very grounded, which I think is an unusual personality trait to have in the movie business. We thought she would be a lawyer, but she was just so focused on movies from the time she was a child." Let us know what you think of Tosca Musk and her life in the comments. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.